22 Lewis Ellis. On 4th row it's 20 Gordon McMillan and 29 Matthew Hale. On row 5 it's 291 Zach Bernal and 300 Joshua Bavin. Row 6 is 28 Lee Warren and
He's qualified 6th. Newcomer Zach Bernal on the 5th row of the grid and 4th in Class B. That's a good effort. It is Renault Clio, the ex-Formula 1 stock car racer and British motocross champion. So I guess he's not lacking any bravery, which is quite important today. It is Trevor Gregory. He's come straight to the end of the pit lane, as has 11 Adam Blair. So there's a couple of drivers on the side. There's more Swiss doing the same thing, aren't they?
Yeah.
Starting to start from the pit lane in safety. Than go from where they were due to. We're about to get racing underway for the first time this year in the PBS Brakes Hot Hatch Championship.
certainly are. So we've had the 5-second board show. The red lights go on. 15 minutes racing for the PBS Brakes Hot Hatch Championship underway. Is it going to be Shea Cavanagh or Dan Sylvester? They make the best of the starts from the front row of the grid. It's Dan Sylvester from the outside of the EK as opposed to the EP car that is slotting into the lead. It's Cavanagh in second. It looks like the 15 car in third position of Lewis Barker as they turn their way through Redgate Corner for the battle. There's some contact. There's 3 cars off in the gravel at the first corner of the race. This is a disastrous start for those 3 off into the gravel at Redgate Corner. We'll try and pick up on who all of those are in a moment.
Lee Warren's KA was in there, as was the Mini. Matthew Hale, one of those turbocharged cars that we mentioned. That was 2 of the cars off. Lee Warren went a long way through the gravel. Gordon McMillan made a traditionally good start in his rear-wheel drive BMW to go 4th. We are going to get a safety car almost immediately. So into the Class B lead, ahead of those cars you see there, went Gordon McMillan. You can see on the inside it's a Clio, isn't it? The winged Clio that's in the gravel. And there's another one gone off, which is Trevor Gregory from the pit lane.
It is. So he's found no grip at all on the way down the cradle curve since the old hairpin, but he's got to get out of the gravel track, fortunately, and won't have lost too much time.
There's Lee Warren, who's out of the gravel
Yeah.
and away from Redgate.
I think there might just be one. There's 2 cars still there at Redgate. The Mini is there as well that was involved. We'll try and work out exactly who those are as they come through at the end of the lap, unless we can get a view of them before then. There's some of the Swifts going
It's like that was all triggered by a 4 wide moment into Redgate. But clearly wasn't enough space. The car on the inside got away with it. 3 on the outside all went off.
I think Zach Bernal may also have got himself involved in that, as well as the 28 car as well, which is Lee Warren, who you mentioned.
As was Bernal on the inside, they got away with it. He's up in 7th position, which is a impressive start for his first car race today. The guy from Greater Manchester, the former British motocross racer. I guess joining Lewis Ellis, who's also a former British motocross man. So we've got a couple on the grid today. So these conditions probably didn't feel too bad for them, because it's a lot more
It's not
dirty.
Not too muddy here today anyway. So cars continuing on their way around behind the safety cars, looking over our window. The Mini is still there, classic stock hatch and so on and so forth. Also the compact
Safety
car.
cars coming in again.
It has. That was rather late and rather than expected. So the green flag does wave. Late decision there. I wonder if that's what Dan Sylvester napping a little bit. He's under pressure from Shea Cavanagh as they head through Redgate Corner for the first time. It's Lewis Spark still there in third position. Here are the 2 leaders then as they come through Redgate and Hollywood for the 4th time in this race. But first time, and second time really, at full racing speed. Top 3 all in Hondas all together as they round the old hairpin. And it's a gap back there to the BMW of Gordon McMillan in 4th.
Lewis Barker went a little wide there to the old hairpin. Something that could come into play here is this is an open tyre regulation, so therefore if you've got some better wet tyres, it would really help today. You do have to run List 1A, List 1 Motorsport UK regulation, so no full racing whatsoever.
Not the first driver to have had it in this particular championship. First 3 all together. Quite a gap back then to change for 4th position. Gordon McMillan has been pushed back. It's Lewis Ellis now, the number 52 car that has moved up. A driver that lists Donington Park as being one of his favourite circuits, or his favourite circuit in fact. So no surprise that he is going particularly well here, the driver from Sheffield.
Importantly for Macmillan, he still leads his class. If you look behind him, he's got class rivals, 3 of them. So top 4 in Class B are absolutely together. Matthew Morgan in the later cars behind us, very sideways Zach Burnell, but he saved it well, not bad for your first car race. And Alex Foden, who was on pole in the class, he's their 3rd in Class B. So Class B, looking very competitive today with the BMW of Gordon Macmillan at the front, made the fast stop. I don't think it has the pace, the front wheel drive cars behind.
No, so good scrap for Class B, making its way up to McLean's. Macmillan trying to soak up the pressure here from the 116 car. Matthew Morgan, another driver that lists Donington as his favourite, 43-year-old managing director from Leeds. Cheered on no doubt by his kids Max and George. And he started racing in 2022, but he's putting the pressure on Macmillan here. Then you've got the 4 car of Alex Foden, another Donington Park fan next to him. But look at this, it's side by side now for the Class B lead, and 5th position overall is going to be Matthew Morgan in the 116 car on the inside line, and Macmillan on the outside line, and it's Morgan that goes through, and following him through is Alex Foden. So the driver from Ipswich heads through into 2nd place in Class B. Down to 3rd has gone Gordon Macmillan, and there's another clear, that's a sack attack for now, just behind.
And Morgan's gone up, hasn't he? After taking the lead, he went wide at the chicane, so through goes Alex Foden. His first Hot Hatch race, he leads the way after starting on pole in his actually appalling clear. There's a car ahead that's gone into the gravel, that's Lewis Ellis, so that battle now becomes a 4th overall again, with Foden ahead from Macmillan, Burnell, and now Morgan, who just took the lead of the class, at the back of the group once again after something happened on the exit of the chicane.
Yeah, so it is Macmillan, then it is Burnell, isn't it, that's next up now. 50-year-old from Rochdale, new to car racing, but done, as we said, a lot in motocross, an ex-British champion. His late father was an F1 stock car champion as well. Here they come then, it's Macmillan, and then Burnell, and then it's Matthew Morgan recovering after that off of the chicane. How far behind Foden are they? Well, he's pulling out quite a few car lengths, isn't he, as they turn up into Coppice Corner in the lead of Class B. I think she might be starting to get away. Probably 3 laps to go.
Yeah, he was fastest in qualifying. Class B was Foden. Lost out at the start, so it kind of makes sense that he's getting away again. Meanwhile, the leaders cross the line just a quarter of a second apart, almost side by side in Class A. Here they are on your screen now as Kavanagh to the outside of Sylvester. Deep breath moment now down the Craner curve, side by side. All good for YouTube views.
Absolutely, Sylvester clings on from local driver Shay Kavanagh then as they head down towards the old hairpin. Wipers going on Kavanagh's car, not so much on Sylvester's. Out of the old hairpin they go, past the Starkey's Bridge, up towards Schwanskirk, and then McLean's they will go. It's always having to work hard there with Sylvester to keep the car pointing in basically the right direction, but he's managed to achieve that.
Deep breath moment now down the Craner curve, side by side. All good for YouTube views.
Absolutely, Sylvester clings on from local driver Shay Kavanagh then as they head down towards the old hairpin. Wipers going on Kavanagh's car, not so much on Sylvester's. Out of the old hairpin they go, past the Starkey's Bridge, up towards Schwanskirk, and then McLean's they will go. It's always having to work hard there with Sylvester to keep the car pointing in basically the right direction, but he's managed to achieve that.
Conditions when the leaders get there.
Yeah, a few hundred yards away from that at the moment, so it should be green if those marshals are back on their post by the time they get there. But it's a few car lengths now between Sylvester in the number 37 car and Kavanagh in number 93 in 2nd place, last year's Class A champion.
Ooh, Hilton's not come through in the lead of the Class C anymore. The 2 Class C leaders are side by side and up towards Redgate. Will Hornsey and William Bartup. So it might be a turn up in the books in Class C. You can see them in the inset. Will Hornsey on the inside in the Peugeot hangs on to the new lead that he's got from the Citroen of William Barton. So all 3 classes are having great battles today in the PBS Brakes Hot Hatch Championship.
And Hilton, you can just see in the background on the inside, about 1.8 seconds behind those 2. Meanwhile, the overall leaders Sylvester and Kavanagh heading down towards Roberts for the final time. They're not close enough to have a change there. As sideways is Hornsey, that's going to give the initiative to his rival Bartup as they head through. Bartup taking the lead, but the overall victory is going to go the way of Dan Sylvester. At the end of 15 minutes of racing the PBS Brakes Hot Hatch Championship, Shay Kavanagh it is that takes 2nd place, and it should be, after a while, Lewis Barker that will take 3rd position. We'll see if we can pick up on what's going on in the Class C battle if we can in a moment.
Here's Alex Foden to win on his debut in Class B, but here's Class C with William Barton looking for his first win in the category. I think he's had many podiums in Class C in the Citroen Saxo. It still started well last year and then faded away for him, but he's heading the way, but he's defending because William Hornsey made that mistake down the old hairpin. He isn't that far away. It's almost like watching Stock Hatch again from a decade or so ago.
It is into the final corner, then comes Barton. Hornsey just behind him will be frustrated that he's thrown away a potential victory there. William Hornsey, but it's Will Barton then in the number 17 car that gets the win. Hornsey is second, and presumably having made a mistake of some kind on the penultimate lap, Josh Hilton, the reigning champion, only finishes third on this occasion.
Yeah, that's right. In Class B, Foden won it by nearly 9 seconds in the end, remarkably. From Zappa now, great debut from him. And Gordon McMillan came home third. But that was a really good race, wasn't it?
Let's have a look at the results then of that race. Dan Sylvester, 8 laps of racing completed in his Honda Civic. Car 37, the race winner. He was 0.551 seconds clear of number 93, Shay Kavanagh, in second place. Third place went the way of number 15, Lewis Barker. Class B, in 4th overall, number 4, Alex Foden, and Renault Clio 200. Second in Class B, in 5th overall, 291, Zappanel. And 6th, number 20, Gordon McMillan, in his BMW Compact. Then 7th, 52, Lewis Ellis. 8th, 226, Lee Rickard. 9th, 13th, Stuart Kennedy. And 10th, number 78, Matt Warren. The turn for the books in Class C, William Barton it was, that took the win in Class 17, Citroen Saxo, from number 30, William Hornsey, and number 1, Josh Hilton, with Wayne Shackleton 14th. And then on the next screen we'll see the rest of the finishers, I think, as we had, I think, 28 cars make it to the check flag, 27 showing there, down to Joshua Copeland in his Suzuki Swift in 27th position, but I think Matty Griffiths, although lapped, was classified as well. So more racing to come for the PBS